Something I've started doing this year that's really changed my life is that I've started reading again, and I just wanted to share my journey with that and how it's influenced me, because I think that this has been one of the most life-changing things that has happened to me that I'm sure has happened to a trillion other people. At the beginning of this year, I decided that I would start trying to read again. I used to be a very active reader when I was younger, but I just kind of stopped doing that once I got to high school and started getting hobbies, and I just never got back into it. So at the beginning of this year, Nate and we decided to go to Barnes & Noble and get a book together to read. I don't actually even know why we decided to do that. We were talking about that recently and how that became about, but we decided to go and get a book. And I remember I was looking up in the store books to read, and I saw Murakami was on the list, Norwegian Wood, and I recognized the author because Nate had given me a book a couple months ago, Murakami's running autobiography book, but I hadn't finished it or even read that much of it. So we got that book and I read it on my flight home. It was so life-changing to me. That was just kind of the start of my book journey. So I want to talk about some important things that I've noticed when it comes to books and my reading journey. The first point I'm going to talk about is feeling so understood. Murakami has touched something deep in my soul that I didn't even know was there. That's the best way I can describe it. I think that one of my biggest values in life is making connections with people and feeling understood and heard. And reading books really gives you that feeling. If you think about it, books and authors, like when they're writing a book, it's taking them years. They're putting all of their thoughts, all of their inner feelings, thoughts, emotions into this book. It's reread over and over. It's reread by them. It's reread by a publisher. It could take a lifetime to write a book. So even though it might take you or me an hour, a day, a week, a month, a year to read their book or whatever it is, they have put so much of themselves into that book that that is one way to meet somebody. I feel like day to day we meet so many people, but I feel like it takes so long to get that connection with a person and to really develop a relationship with somebody, and you only have a few of those in your life. And reading a book gives you that with somebody through reading and not having to meet. And I feel like the more books you read, the more understood you start to feel, and the more you learn about different people and the way they think. But yeah, essentially reading has just been so amazing in that sense, in providing me that connection and feeling of being understood that I have been searching for so long and for so often. And I feel like every time you pick up a book, you get that with someone. I've never been on the self-help journey. I've never read self-help books, but since I've started reading them, I've realized they're not what you would imagine. They're not like self-help, do this and you'll get that. They're more be a good person, have the values, develop good habits, and do things that make you an honest and feeling good and proud about who you are and for your legacy. And I feel like that's helped me figure out what I care about in life. A lot of the time you can get lost and start thinking things, and I feel like books help you align yourself better. Those are just some of my thoughts as of now about books.